Hi and welcome in my kitchen. I'm Ciro Fradanno, gelato advisor, and today I want to share with you a recipe of a gelato that I really like the most, I would say, yes. And this gelato is tiramisu. So basically we are making mascarpone gelato and we are gonna do a dessert, a nice tiramisu in a glass together. So the ingredients needed for this preparation, of course, this is a home edition mascarpone gelato, yeah, with all the ingredients you can find in the supermarket, so nothing really professional, so very easy to make. So we start from the milk. I use skim milk, so milk with no fat, because I'm gonna use all the fat coming from the mascarpone, our delicious mascarpone cheese. Mascarpone is a really traditional cheese from Italy, and basically tiramisu, I discovered that is one of the most popular desserts in the world. For sure the most popular Italian dessert in the world. Okay, so I pour my milk, my mascarpone cream, cheese, sweet condensed milk. Here we have the sugar and the honey, and then we got the egg yolk. Okay, simple mixing, and we cook it because we got the eggs inside, so we need to cook it until 85 degrees onto the stove. So basically now, gently, we keep mixing it until it reaches 85 degrees. So I suggest you to make sure that you reach that temperature, to have a thermometer that will make sure that you get the right temperature, because as I said, you've got the eggs inside, so it's really nice, very important to pasteurize them. Here we are. Here we have the cream cooked, so we reached 85 degrees. In the recipe, sometimes I also like to add inside a little bit of marsala liquor. It's a really traditional Italian liquor that is very good in this kind of preparation. We haven't put it in before, but you can make it. I will advise and show the recipe with the marsala inside. I think it's delicious. So now what we do? Now basically we cool it down. We keep it one day in the fridge before churning, because it's nice before making our gelato to have the mix really cold. So you can make it in the morning for the afternoon or evening, whatever, or it's even better the day before for the after. So basically, or straight in the fridge, but because it's hot, I suggest you to make a simple bain-marie like this, okay? You fill it half with cold, really cold water. If you have ice, it's even better. And then you put inside your gelato mix and you keep mixing it for 15 to 20 minutes. So it will drop down the temperature and then cling film on top and in the fridge. So this is our mascarpone gelato I made yesterday. So as you can see, it's very creamy. The texture is quite thick. So this is nice structure for our final gelato. So now it's time to make it in the proper gelato machine for the home, for the house. So this is not a professional machine, simple machine, but it works very well. I pour my gelato mix inside. Now it will take around 20 minutes to get ready. So that's why I suggest you always to work with the cold mix. If the mix is not cold, it will take too long to freeze and this is not nice for the final texture and the creaminess of our gelato. So I cover the lid and then see you in 20 minutes. Now 20 minutes has gone and our gelato is ready. I get my bowl pre-cooled in the freezer. This is important. As you can see, the gelato is ready. After 20 minutes, starts to become really creamy, really aerated. It looks really soft. So I stop the machine and I take out my gelato. Of course, it's very soft and creamy. It needs, before serving, to be kept in the freezer for, I would say, half an hour, 1 hour at least. And if you have some leftover, personally I doubt, but if you have leftover for the after, you can simply put it in the fridge, for half an hour before serving it. It will become soft again. I prepared this little batch of gelato. Even though gelato doesn't really smell like bread, but I can tell you that the smell that comes out of the machine is very nice. Because, as I said, I added inside a little trick that I will tell you later. Okay, our gelato is ready. I make it flat and I put it in the freezer. So in half an hour, 1 hour at least, I can serve it. I can make a really nice scoop. Here we are. Now our gelato was in the freezer for at least 45 minutes. So now we're gonna prepare our dessert by using a martini cup. We're gonna put at the bottom our classic Savoiardi biscuits, or called also ladyfinger, soaked in coffee. We're gonna make little pieces of them. They were in the fridge, so they were cold. Basically, we're gonna put them here. Little trick you can use for making them really nice is to have a just espresso, warm espresso. You put it at the bottom without maybe making dirty your table, if you can. And then we're gonna scoop on top our gelato. I'm gonna make a nice bowl of gelato, which is very creamy, as you can see. And then on top, we're gonna finish it with our grated chocolate. You can use cacao powder, just dusting it on top, or I prefer to use some chocolate, dark chocolate, just grated as I would do with Parmesan on top. So this is our gelato. As you can see, it's really nice and stable and creamy. You're gonna have the warm coffee at the bottom, the cold gelato, and the real experience of tiramisu, which is basically mascarpone, eggs, and coffee. Thank you very much for following me. I hope that you make it, you enjoy it, and see you in the next videos. And follow me on Instagram. Take care. Ciao, ciao.